I need to remind you that your breakthrough will not be a series of easy instant manifestations without any challenge. Especially the last part you need to remember, without any challenge. That is what a lot of folks understand under a breakthrough. Don't you realize that the word breakthrough means you've broken through something? So there was some barrier that held you back and now you've broken through it. That means that the barrier had no intention of moving. The barrier had no intention of letting you go. The barrier had no intention of making place for you. The barrier was intended to keep you where you are, but you broke through it. That means you persevered and you took action against it. You took not only against, but you took action for yourself. So your breakthrough will involve your activity in the right way. Okay? Now look, a lot of folks, when they think of a breakthrough, they think of some magical bang and everything unfolds so easily and they only have to lay back on their mattress. Everything comes to them in ease. That is what a lot of folks understand under the term breakthrough. No, I'm telling you, that's not how it goes. And listen to the following. That type of so-called breakthrough, where you just have to lay on your mattress and bang, 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 things just happen here and there for you, I'm telling you, watch out for such breakthroughs. Because such breakthroughs are paranormal operations, which will lead you from bad to worse. And you don't even notice it. Breakthroughs, real breakthroughs, go like this. You walk by faith, you walk in prayer, you walk in fasting, and because you make baby steps in the natural, here and there, things unfold for you. Now, it's not you, it doesn't depend upon your activity. Your activity is the result of you having the power. So the natural consequence of you having the power is that you operate in it, and your operation in it has impact. So it's not your own strength that it depends upon. You walk in the power, and you can only walk in the power if you agree with Christ. Okay? So you agree with Christ, you're now enabled to walk in the power and to use that power in your daily affairs. And things begin to unfold for you. Just realize that anytime you operate like this, there will be resistance. There will be people that don't want to endure your impact. There will be evil spirits that don't want Christ to be glorified through you. So there will be people taking actions against you to be relieved from you and from your impact. And here's the thing, a breakthrough implies that their resistance is futile. Their resistance will backfire. So now you will have rage against you. You have persecution against you. And you keep going, and suddenly the persecution is gone. You've overcome it. And you have the outcomes you longed for. It didn't happen bang, 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 here and there, just like that. And you were completely at ease. There was no challenge against you. It wasn't like that. Too many believers are disappointed because they had the wrong expectations of what a breakthrough implied. It's a breakthrough. You break through something. It's like a jailbreak. You were in jail, and now you're out of jail. Just realize that anytime you have your breakthrough, there will be some actions taken against you. There will be offenses against your breakthrough. For example, okay, let me give a parable now. Your name is Henry, and you, Henry, used to have a part-time job with a tiny apartment, and that's it. Some people were associated with you, but you never really had friends. Then suddenly you begin to walk by faith. You don't tell anyone anything, but you save some money from your job. You purchase a small netbook. You begin to write 2 stories, you publish them. After 5 sales, you decide to make them into ebooks also. and you have 100 sales now. And after a while, you realize, well, a minute, I can get a subsidy for making a movie. So you apply for the subsidy, they decline it, but you applied to other places, and you got a subsidy for 10,000 euros. And you use the 10,000 euros to produce a movie of 30 minutes. And you hear now that the movie will be shown at a film festival somewhere in Tokyo. Now you are an established filmmaker whose movie is presented at a film festival in Tokyo. You can put it on your resume. And you see, that's how you keep going, and more doors keep opening for you, and more things are unfolding for you. But here's the thing. You did not purchase a big house. You didn't even have that much money yet, but you didn't show off and seek validation from others. Of course, on your social media, you share the good news. Of course, when people that you encounter, strangers, sometimes you talk about it and they were happy for you. But this is what you realized. Strangers, complete strangers, were far more happy for you and far more willingly to support you than the people around you. Because people around you have put you in a box, a mental box. They relate to you a certain way, and they had the reasons for it. But many of them can't give an account. They can't account for how they treated you. So now that you have all that success, it's going to reflect back onto them. And what's happening to them? They're going from paycheck to paycheck. And they have some relief with their sex partners and with some friends doing activities in the weekend. That's all they have. Once this reflects back onto them, they will realize their own passive attitude. And now they will become passive aggressive towards you, aggressive because they don't want to be faced with themselves. But you, the one they never expected anything great or good to come from, is happening. So now they are forced to reconsider the way of thinking. They don't want to, because once they have to reconsider the way of thinking, everything has to change in how to relate to you and how to relate to other people. And they have no intention of letting go. So what will happen now? That aggression of holding on, they will pour it out on you. Some will go so far to do witchcraft on you. They will go to fortune tellers to inform about you. They will go to, the witch doctors to put hexes and spells, all those things on you. Some may try to so-called get close to you, just so they can be close to you to report to other people, because you have that also. Sometimes you have people that come near you, and you think they're just on friendly terms, but later you find out that there was someone hating you behind your back, and they are related to that individual, or they are sexually involved with individual, or they are so-called friends with individual, and they came as agents to report to that individual, just to get the validation from the individual they're reporting for. You have such agents also. Not all agents are agents of the shadow government. You also have common agents, common people that want to please other people, and they will sell you out for it. Or you may have that suddenly, now the things are unfolding for you, you have all kinds of issues coming. Now you have debt collectors claiming you need to pay certain debts. It can be that 5 years ago you had a debt at the bank, but now 4 or 5 years have passed, so they cannot charge you it anymore by law. Let's say they still have a month that they can charge you. Let's say it's a small amount of money. They will come and say you need to pay, or else. But they won't mention to you directly that this case is about to expire. Sometimes they will say it. But here's the thing. If the case expired, you're not obliged to do anything anymore. And look, I'm not saying that you should cheat on other people and all of that, but look, when an issue arrives, look at the context, look at the timing. If you owe the bank something years ago and they never charged you for it, and something now they begin to charge you, forget the fact that you really owe them something. Why are they charging you now? Why didn't they charge you all those years before? Why now is something important? It's the enemy using what happened in the past to hold you back. Because now that you're operating in life in abundance, soon you will have overflow of finances, multiple streams of income, and that bank will be left behind with debt and with customers that don't want to pay back. Now you paid back, but there was one small amount the bank didn't charge you. Who didn't charge you? The bank. You did pay back, but there was one amount they didn't charge you. So that's the fault of the bank. And the bank never went after it. But now suddenly they're coming after you. Why? Because there are warlocks working for the bank. The bank pays them to perform fortune telling for them. And the warlock tells them, oh, this customer of yours, his case is about to expire, but he's going to walk in abundance of finances very soon. And then the folks at the bank think, oh dear, and we're going to be left behind with all this mess. So now they want to keep you back. And that's why they will use the past against you. Look, I'm just giving this parable to alert you. Be aware when issues arrive in your life. Too often when an issue arrives, we become so focused on the issue and how to deal with the issue, especially if it's something uncomfortable. No, step back, take a deep breath, pray, and look at the bigger picture. Okay, because every time you have your breakthrough, there will be offenses coming against you. There will be actions taken against you. Evil spirits are going to form plans against you, and they will enact these plans through other people. They will use people and circumstances to take action against you. And there are human beings themselves that will gladly take actions against you. Yes, there will be. If people chose that they didn't like you, they have a bad image of you, and they have invested in it to feel good about themselves, and now you have success everywhere they encounter your influence, they are triggered. And that pain, they're the ones feeling because they're the ones that invest in that pain, not you. So now they need to evaluate their own thinking and face themselves. They don't want to. So now they're going to take it out on you, and then they want sympathy from others in taking it out on you. And unfortunately, often they find people. What do you need to do? You keep going in the faith. You keep going in life in abundance. You overcome them. Your breakthrough implies that you overcome supernaturally, that you overrule evil coming against you. It's not an easy ride. That's not what it is. That example of the bank, I'm telling you, pay attention in your own life. If people out of the blue become upset with you, they can't stand you, and all of that, it is because you're operating in life in abundance. You're heading into an abundant direction. And the enemy wants to keep you in lack, wants to keep you in scarcity. Just think about it. Let's say that you have a job somewhere, and suddenly the work environment becomes toxic. That's not good for your health. Let's say you have children or people in your care. Those people in your care need you in a good condition. If you have abundance, you can afford to give up the job and find another job, or to stay without a job for a while, because you still have other resources you can live from. If you don't have it, you will have to find a way to put up with a job, or you need to go on benefits. But if you're on benefits, you have all kinds of weird conditions of the government also. So for you to have abundance is a great benefit. Or let's say you have a relative that's in a domestic violence situation. He or she, I say he because there are also men that are victims of it, need to get out. But how do they get out? They need support. Now, if you only have a 9-to-5 job, you only earn just enough for you to make ends meet, then you can't afford to reach out to this relative that's in a dangerous situation. But if you have resources to spare, you can do it. So finances and financial abundance are relevant, and they ought to be present with you when you walk by faith. I'm not saying that you should have 2 million euros on your bank account. I'm not talking about that, but there should be abundance of finances coming your way when you walk by faith. Life and abundance, that's what you're operating in. Just understand that anytime you walk in life and abundance, there will be attacks upon you, and there will be actions taken against you. Many of these attacks are psychic attacks. You may feel depressed, suicidal, or even as if your life doesn't amount to anything. And later you think, why do I feel like that? That's not me. Indeed, it's not you. It's you being targeted by negative energy. It's people throwing energetic bombs at you. Some do it in their cults, in their witch covens. Others are just collectively raging against you, and they energize evil spirits against you. It will happen. I've been through that a lot. I had to break through a lot of stuff to be where I am today. Yes, it's all by faith, it's by grace. I operate in the power of the Holy Spirit. I'm active in that power. And when you're active in the power of the Holy Spirit, there'll be a lot of stuff coming against you. I had to endure and overcome all of that. And from time to time, there's still attacks coming on me. They're not that effective as it used to be because I've overcome, I've grown, I've become stronger, but they're still coming. There's still rage, there's still negative wills operating against me. Now I know now that none of those negative wills will succeed. Nevertheless, those negative wills will come. So you ought to continue, you ought to overcome. I'm telling you, your breakthrough will include that you need to overcome offenses. That's why it's important to look at the bigger picture. When issues arrive in your life, through whom do they arrive? And how do the people around you respond or react to the issues arriving in your life? Pay attention to all of it. That's how you will recognize who's open to be used by the enemy. And the closer someone is to you, and they're open to the enemy, the more harm can happen to you through that individual. So because you're operating in supernatural wisdom now, you realize, 1 minute, I need to relate differently to this individual. Christ wants you to be active his way. He does not want you to be passive aggressive as people of the world are. He wants you to be active in him, in his strength, in all your affairs. In all your affairs, you're active in him. You walk in his power, in his strength. Just realize that you will have to break through demonic barriers. You will have to break through negative wills. You will have to break through stuff. If you're not willing to break through, then why did you become born again to begin with? Why even call Christ Lord if you don't obey him? Well, that's it for now. I'm telling you, break through. Break through.